Hello, chat. Perfectly timed for the oven to beep that it was getting to 10. Welcome in, everyone. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy Pumpkin Ingredient Challenge night. Welcome, Penguin. Happy to see you, Will. Hey, Azeeks. No, I would have little clue, Penguin, because there's no, logging or diagnostics or, no thank you to pumpkin flavored coffee. I'm not a pumpkin spice kind of dude. I'm even sort of pushing it with tonight's dessert. Oops. Wrong button. And just so everyone understands, there's a little bit of bot wonkiness going on tonight. That is because I am now restreaming to not just Twitch, but I am also broadcasting live to YouTube as well as Kick. Thank you for joining me tonight, everyone. Cheers. So I got 2 pumpkins tonight. This one's actually for Friday. Going to be using this one. I'm going to be carving this one on Friday. This one I'm going to be roasting tonight. But first I'm going to get going with the yeast and that good stuff for our rolls, our dessert. Starting with dessert tonight. Please do not in any way compare or even contrast or just... This is a Guy Fieri no zone. I live in Sonoma. We're in the same county. That's bad enough as it is. Why am I getting into the chicken when I said I was going to do the dessert first? I absolutely love the New York Times review years ago of Guy Fieri's. I'm talking about him. What? Why? Damn it, chat. I love the New York Times review of his New York restaurant that briefly was open. I think it's nothing but questions the entire review. That'll give you an idea of what type of review it is. Alright. Wrong one. Over on the stove, I am warming up some half and half. That's a cup of half and half. This is going to be 4 tablespoons of butter. Grab a 1/4 cup of sugar here. Follow me, camera. Now this one's following me, but this one isn't. At least this one's got a button, though. New panini machine. Bread machine. Let's see here. So like one of those, like, it's like a loaf pan bread baking machines, or I'm not familiar. Or is it just make doughs specially for you? That'd be awesome to have a machine that could handle making the doughs ahead of time for you. That way you could just bake it on time. I'd actually prefer that to, you know, the, like, we're gonna mix it into this little, like, bread pan. Gonna get a 1/4 cup of sugar here. And I'm gonna use that to cool this down for the yeast. Nice, penguin. Like, that would almost be worth it for me for just making the pizza dough, because it's not like pizza dough is all that complicated, but you need to give it time. It needs to, you know, age a little bit. It needs to get some little funk going on. Welcome in, now. Uh-oh, who's doing that? Penguin, okay. Did a graphic show up for that penguin? There should be a big, yeah, like that. Well, Buns made it skewed it all to one side the other night. It's been Buns and Ham Hock fighting back and forth. I did that one manually, though. The bot's been having some issues. What I'm using the bot to do, I have a lot of the stuff I have set up to do is all set up in OBS, and the bot is just telling it whether to make things visible or not, or switch what scene it is. And it's been having issues turning the visibility of things on and off, and I don't really know why. It's complicated. Alright, we just need to melt that butter and get some warmth into that. I'm sort of making gumbo tomorrow. Well, I'm sort of making... I have andouille and I'm gonna do a chicken stew. I have pepper. I have sweet peppers, but I don't have plans to get any green pepper. No, it's not. Hello, Clipper. Add in our yeast to our large amount of butter and dairy. But essentially no water here. Well, there is no water there other than what's in the milk. We got our yeasties there waking up on top. I am going to give that a good stir up. See if we can't get those. Should be interesting to see what happens here with the melted butter. So you had the oil on top from the butter, or the fat on top. That's going to help seal in some of the bubbles from the yeast. Oh, we should fix our camera while we're waiting on the yeasties to wake up. Get rid of that silly... Oh, hey, it stayed off. Oh, that's because I didn't cycle my computer since last stream. Yeah, vegetables. Like I said, I have sweet peppers, I have regular mirepoix, I don't have Trinity. Maybe could throw some potato in there. I have a bunch of potato that's, you know, not getting any younger. And there also happens to be some pumpkin in the house. And this was planned before the ingredient challenge. So I'm going to be carving this up along with making that chicken stew. But none of that kale or... I have some spinach in the fridge, but it's probably on its way out at this point. But if any of the spinach is usable, maybe we'll throw some of the spinach in the stew. I'm liking this pumpkin. This is a good one. It's got some beautiful color to it. Hello, Nan Reader. Opening up my bag of pastry flour for tonight's dinner. And so we got a cup of pastry flour. Hi, camera. A little less than a cup of flour. I'll live with that and remember it because we're adding more flour later. Let's see, what else am I missing here? I guess that is until the end. Let's see here. Yeah, that's at the end. Okay. So we're adding our yeasties, sugar, butter, and half and half, or milk, what have you. In with our pastry and all-purpose flour. We're just going to give this a good mix up together. It's going to be rather wet still because we're going to add more flour to this later on, but we're leaving it as a rather wet mixture at this point to aid fermentation and proofing. Now we allow this to proof up for a bit. Allow that to sit for about an hour. Next up here, we're going to slice into this pumpkin. And this is a pumpkin, at least in name. However, most of the canned stuff that you buy is not pumpkin by name. It's squash, but it's not pumpkin. Saw a recipe for what they called a marmalade made from the innards, the stringy parts. So I am going to roast off all of this pumpkin and puree all of it. We'll see how much I have and see how much of it I can spare for things. I might save some of it actually if there's a ton of it here. Which, this is looking like it's probably going to be more than I need for tonight. We'll use some of it for the stew tomorrow and just use this decorative. If there's not enough, we'll take the scraps from this and roast it off and use that along with this. This is a bigger pumpkin though. This is not the type of pumpkin that you're looking for when you want to do roasting. You want something, this is like on the large size for a roasting pumpkin or a pie pumpkin. Sort of like a less sweet persimmon. I'm not saving seeds. Sorry to seed lovers. You know, a persimmon. They even sort of look like little mini pumpkins, but they're sort of like a pumpkin crossed with an apple. At least the crunchy ones. The soft ones, less so. And I haven't tried, but definitely want to try at some point the air-dried ones. And so now that I've thoroughly confused chat, we'll move back to talking about what I'm doing. And we're going to oil up our squash, but just lightly. I'm hoping I'm going to spit both of these on one tray. I think I can. But making sure to get some oil on all of the flesh side of it, because if we can get some browning going on here, that would be gorgeous. No salt at this point. And I'm not really looking for heavy browning, but if we can get a little browning slash caramelization going on, that's just some good flavor. But we don't want too much because it's already probably going to be on the side of being darker because it's being roasted. So we've done the flesh side. Now I'm going to do the outsides. Take off the remains of the flour. Overall, I'm probably a fan of over roasting my pumpkin, because if you over roast it, and you're just going to turn it into a puree anyways, if you roast it heavy, you'll get the skin to the point where it sort of hardens, separate from potatoes. Will do that too if you really roast them. Same sort of a thing. The skins sort of almost separate at higher heats. from the flesh and makes it a lot easier to separate them. But I've only got it set to 350 tonight. And those are going to go in the oven right now. Oh wow, I'm spamming up YouTube chat quite a bit. Oops. Chicken. Going to cut up a chicken and use the breasts for tonight and the thighs and the legs for the stew, maybe even the wings. Just stew all of it. I'm telling you, Buns, it's sentient. It knows what's going on. We should fear the scramble. I enjoy being sold a pound of water. Not a sarcastic comment. Yes, Buns. Not too worried about the skin for the breast. I'm not planning on keeping it for grilling it tonight. Just to get them out of the way for the moment. I'm gonna grab a bag for the carcass, which I'll freeze for chicken stock. Welcome in, Kanishi. I'm doing a couple of things with pumpkin tonight, other than chicken acrobatics. Buns, can you dinner command me? Thank you, Buns. So, saving the wingtips and the carcass for future chicken stock. These we're going to swap with these. The wings, legs and thighs. Take the chicken skin off of the breasts. Yeah, let's use a bowl. Save a bag, use a bowl. And as mentioned before, we have leftover jardiniere oil and vinegar that just happens to be quite handy here to use for our chicken. So we're going to give that a good shake up. Still got, I mean, it's mostly oil and vinegar. It's still got a bunch of flavor from those veggies. So I'm going to coat those. I'm going to add some in here. We still got some. Not much, but some. And 2 other jars of jardiniere. Into this one we're also going to add, well actually into both of them, why not? We'll add in some Worcestershire. Squirt of brown mustard. And some soy sauce. Let's give this a swirl around until it combines. Come on, mustard, combine. You're looking a little lewd in there, mustard. Let's go. Dissolve. And we'll add our chicken breasts into that. There we go. That's our marinade for our grilled chicken tonight. And here is our pretty basic marinade for tomorrow's stew meat, or Friday's stew meat. I didn't start a timer for my pumpkin. We're going to give that at least another 40 minutes. Get rid of the raw chicken nastiness here. Give this all a quick cleanup. For anyone that was watching last night and caught the Copa being sort of spoiled, I emailed, or I contacted Columbus/Hormel, and they're apparently sending me out coupons. Coupons. I mentioned that in the Discord, though. We have a new vote going on for next week already. I was on my game and got the new vote going on, maybe even ahead of schedule. And so we have this week it's already looking one-sided here. We have chorizo versus cream cheese. Cream cheese with the early lead. We have some poofing action. That looks like a bubble. Going to use my plastic lid to cover this one. That one's the large lid. Where's the other one? It's always the one you need that's missing. Well, I guess I'm covering that with plastic wrap, so much for saving a bag. Voice to text barely likes English. Alright, so chicken wrapped up for Friday night. Alright, what else do I have to get prepped here? Let's get things ready. We need pan and lid. We're going to need pan for sauce. Welcome in, Jen. Oh, darn it, we need pan out here for doing the grilling too. So we'll throw this over here for tonight. grab our grill pan here. You know what? I want this reversed. We're gonna do this and this. And you over here. Just juicing up some of this last oil. I'm just going to be using the bottom half of the grill tonight. So this whole multi-streaming thing with Twitch, I wonder how much that's going to affect Kick. And vice versa. Because I suspect a lot of the people that were doing exclusive streams to Kick or to YouTube and Kick separate from Twitch are going to now multi-stream. Well, I think it's more Amazon just sort of wanting one of them to win out, because it doesn't really matter to Amazon either way whether, like, they're probably losing more money into Twitch when Kick runs off of Amazon Web Services. I don't know how much Amazon even really wants Twitch to exist with Kick in the world. Yeah, I feel like Amazon is very indifferent to Twitch compared to, like, I've said this before when it came to things like when it came to Mixer and stuff like that. You see these huge corporate companies, and you have a new VP come in, or a new, a new president but not executive, come in, and they'll do something like buy a small company or something like that to make a name for themselves. They'll get promoted, or they'll move, or they'll, something. And then they have this company with this plan that this person had, and now it's just this thing we own. I sort of feel like that's maybe where Amazon is, where the original intent is no longer there. There's no real reason to destroy it, but there's no real... They're not looking at it as advantageous. We're mostly just waiting on this to proof and our pumpkin to roast, since we need the pumpkin for everything else here. Welcome in, Cosmic. I have plans for carving tomorrow. I might actually take some time and do some planning off stream. It has been a long time since I've carved a pumpkin. And that's not because I don't like pumpkin. I didn't do it a ton as a kid, but I probably nagged my parents about it every year. They don't last out here. Since I moved out to California, they just, like, maybe a day, maybe two, before they start breaking down. They start getting ugly really quick here. And they start getting moldy really quick, too. I remember being, like, shocked when I moved into LA and tried it for the first time, and it was just, like, saggy by, you know, like, I did it, like, 2 weeks ahead or something like that, and it was sad looking by the time the holiday came around. I'm, at the same time, probably going to be almost surprised that this remains good looking even till the end of this month, which is not that far away. Let's see here. Gonna mess with my audio for a moment. That dad joke has been on a roll of royal dad jokes. Still got 25 minutes on our... let's do a little chicken stock for our Alfredo tonight. Let's melt a little chicken stock. Cosmic. Hopefully no staples flew. Everything was properly stapled. Trying to keep the bag somewhat nice, hoping to maybe reuse it once I've melted it. And it's a little rough for this. I think I'm just going to cut it out like normal. Still got 23 minutes on the pumpkin roasting. And we're going to deal with the bread after the pumpkin finishes roasting. Or cinnamon pumpkin roll. And I mentioned it earlier, but I'll re-mention it. I am now restreaming on both Kick and YouTube, as well as streaming on Twitch. So if you have a preference of the 3 platforms, you can join me on any of them. However, all the toys and hot channel or channel point stuff is only on Twitch, so some stuff got thrown. That's actually sort of reminding me of my last furniture moving experience. I don't think we got to the point where things were thrown. Boots! Thank you for that raid. Welcome in, everyone. Hi, I'm Jason. I cook here on Twitch 4 nights a week. And tonight is my ingredient challenge night. Wednesdays I do ingredient challenges. And so I have to use pumpkin to make dinner and dessert tonight. I've got another pumpkin. Doesn't look nearly as orange. In fact, it was like blue-green. That's in the oven right now. I'm roasting that off for tonight's dinner. The dough that you see on the stove right here, or on the cutting board right now, is our beginning of pumpkin cinnamon rolls, which is going to be our dessert. And then on the stove, I'm going to be grilling chicken. I'm going to be making pre-made pasta, Alfredo with pumpkin, roasted pumpkin Alfredo. And lastly, at some point here towards the end of the stream, I'll be making myself a roasted pumpkin old-fashioned. So welcome in, everyone. Happy to see a Ghostly, happy to see a Ninja. This over here is some frozen chicken stock that I'm defrosting for making the Alfredo. We got about 20 minutes, a little less than 20 minutes on the pumpkin that's roasting in the oven. So we're just sort of chilling right now. We got, like I said, the dough started for our cinnamon pumpkin rolls. This is our chicken breasts that are in what was previously jardiniere pickling / oil, along with some savory ingredients there. doing a quick marinade. We got other chicken marinating that I chopped up earlier that is in the fridge. That is going to be for Friday. I'm going to be making chicken stew. I'm going to be carving this big boy. I'd planned to do pumpkin stuff this week, even before chat voted pumpkin for this week's challenge. I was talking about this earlier. We got the vote going here for next week between chorizo and cream cheese. Chat seems to be big on cream cheese. Wow, I cannot talk tonight. Why am I like mumbling? Welcome in, Maz. And so next week is either going to be cream cheese or chorizo, depending on chat's vote. And you can make your own suggestions in the channel just below that if you're interested in participating. Yeah, what's everyone's thoughts on chorizo for dessert? Andy's mint cheesecake. Chocolate covered chorizo. That's interesting, Nanreader. Sort of like chorizo truffles. Custard would be good. I don't do a lot of custards on stream because they don't set up well. Like, they sort of need to rest overnight. Same thing with Jell-O. I keep trying to do Jell-O and custards, but generally they need that refrigerator time. Butterfish. But chorizo, you want to talk about, like, people worry about things being ground up and put in hot dogs? Yeah. Chorizo, it's more like, haggis territory. Like, they'll put just about everything in chorizo. Oh, it's delicious. You throw enough spice in something, you can make almost anything yummy. Almost. So we have any demands or ideas with the pumpkin carving? I mean, I have some predetermined ideas that are probably going to happen regardless of what y'all want, but I'm interested in people's thoughts. What should I do with my pumpkin? JT logo. Okay. Cast iron pumpkin, that one's good too, yeah. Yeah, buns. Man, those are good ideas. I was just gonna do a face. We've officially reached the point of the year where my windows are all closed now. Like, it was actually really nice the last couple of weeks. I basically just left my windows open. Occasionally, it's, if it's getting, if the AC's kicking on, I'll close the windows. If the, it's shivering 50-ish at night, I'll close them up. And we're getting to that point where it's getting cold regular in the evening. And so it's sort of like I have to open up during the day if I'm going to. Welcoming El Capitano. Happy to see you back. We're doing pumpkin stuffs. We're waiting on pumpkin to roast about another 10-11 minutes. We're going to be making cinnamon pumpkin rolls for dessert. Going to be making grilled chicken with roast pumpkin Alfredo. And lastly, going to be making a roast pumpkin old fashioned. Which, instead of using simple syrup, includes maple syrup as well. Excuse me. Trying to hiccup and talk and apparently stutter at the same time tonight. I got greetings from DMV today. Or yesterday. Was it yesterday? I don't know. But like months ahead of time. It's almost like they want to send it to you early enough that you lose it. So you have to pay them overage. Late fees. Hopefully everyone's Wednesday's been better than Tuesday. Like, everyone else was sounding like they were having a bummer start to the week. Hopefully it's all been worked out today and is much smoother and you're over the hump. That's on top of the DMV after I originally leased my truck and then I bought out the lease years ago. And when I broke the lease, or when I finished the lease and took over control of it, it took, I don't know if it was the leasing company, it was probably the leasing company, or the DMV just took forever to fix the license. And I had several years where I wasn't even getting notice of my registration going bad, and so I would forget it. Oof. I hope the meds work for you, Capitano. The Captain. 12. Hi, Rosario. That was a while ago. I might have missed you on YouTube. I'm guessing you left. I am trying to check over on the other chats here occasionally. I was just saying, the captain, I was just saying that I hope the medicine works out for you. I don't know, how often do I look back, chat? It feels like I turn around and look at it like every 15 seconds. It's probably realistically closer to 30 to 45, but still, it's pretty often. Yeah, I don't know how much I say this with an active prescription. I just don't know how much I trust meds. Medicine is incredible on one hand, but it can be incredibly expensive on the other, and in cases needless. Like, they're talking about this Ozempic, this new weight loss / diabetic drug. They're saying it's, I mean, your insurance is taking a good brunt of it if you're on it, probably. But they're talking $1,200 a month. Like, that $1,200 for a weight loss? And it's not like, you know, you have to take it every month, regularly. Yeah, Clipper, it's the same. It's the same thing as DMCA. Like, they're playing patents the same way. I have no idea what the prescription that I have right now, like, costs. Like, it's costing me like $12-15, something like that, for 3 months. But I have no idea what the I should look at. I haven't looked at what the insurance is paying on that. What the insurance is paying. Yeah, that's a huge thing too, Clipper. Like, the whole idea that medical tourism is a term. Like, the idea that you can go on vacation for a month to some other country and have a medical procedure done at a much cheaper rate, including flying there and staying there. Or all the people that drive down to Mexico and the US to have procedures done. From what I understand, they have a thriving dental industry. Almost ready with our pumpkin. I'm gonna move the big pumpkin out forward a little bit here. Make some room here for a roasted pumpkin. That is looking like that is roasted enough to me. We got some nice light browning on the top there. You can see some definite browning on the outside edge here, but it's bubbled up so that the skin is not firmly attached to the flesh anymore. We'll let those cool down a little bit before I try and separate the skins from the flesh. We need the oven on still for our buns or rolls. So we're going to add some more flour and some baking powder to this now. Hello there, fan. I'm adding about 3/4 of a cup of flour. I'm trying for a half recipe of rolls because every single time I seem to make this recipe for cinnamon rolls, I end up with 2 batches. Pinch of salt. Now we're going to fold all that in to this mess. Is that bottom dough looks like it was much drier, but that stuck directly in my, like that was I was still well hydrated. And I'm just going to knead this, but just kneading it mostly to combine everything nicely. And then we're going to allow it to rest again. That is still a bit too sticky. We'll get the dough stuck on my hand here off. Okay, I guess we'll bring out the bench scraper. Put the flour away, chat. We all know what that's why this happened. Alright, I'm just going to give this 20 minutes from here to rest, relax, and be ready to be rolled out again. Gotta type ! scramble for each one of them, Ninja, if you want to join in on the scramble. Perhaps on the edge of undercooked here. I might have to throw this back in for a bit, chat. Yeah, I'm gonna throw these back in for a little bit, chat. They're looking about 80-85% of the way there. You're looking in the center. Not quite all the way through, but definitely solidly cooked into the edges. So I'm going to put them back in open side up. So we'll give that another 10 minutes. That was roasted pumpkin that you caught a glimpse of, yes. That was my roasted pumpkins that were, I was saying, 85% of the way roasted through. And decided I gotta throw those back in the oven for a little bit longer. So those are gonna go in the oven for another 10 minutes or so. Take a look at them here in 10 minutes. I'm not adding any spice at this point. I'm not even adding salt at this point. Salt would help with the roasting. I should have salted them. But I wanted to keep them about as plain as possible, because I'm going to be pureeing that whole pumpkin for what will be at least 3, if not 4 dishes. And so I'm going to want to use them different flavors, different spices. Some of it's sweet, some of it's savory. Some of it's alcoholic. And some of it maybe tomorrow. Or Sunday, or Friday. Wow, what day of the week is it, Jay? Our marinating chicken, giving that a swirl. I've left the half and half out like this entire time because I was like, I'm just going to use it for the Alfredo. What does it matter if it stays out? Then it's been out for like 2 hours. Yay for unusual work weeks. It has been a long time since I've worked a standard restaurant schedule. I mean, keeping in mind that I had my farmer's market business that was basically week round. I still feel like on Monday, like it's my industry night. It's like I get the urge to go out on Mondays. I don't on like Friday, Saturday. Ooh, heading back to the point. You go there enough that you probably have like whatever souvenir stuff you should bring for the cheap drinks and food like that, or maybe even like I know there was one dude that apparently I forget if it was Six Flags or Disneyland, or like the area of Disneyland, if they were on a meal plan of some sort. And it was a meal plan sort of designed with the idea that people were probably not going to be eating 2 meals there every day, you know, regular scale. And the person had made thousands of dollars or saved thousands of dollars by buying this meal plan and just eating there all the time. I have no idea if Cedar Point has any of that sort of stuff these days, or if they have, wristbands, or how it works. And it's been a while since I've been to an adventure or theme park. Nice. Yeah, because, I mean, if you don't have the season hookups, I can't see how, people could afford it. The cost is just so much for the visitors. I'm going to soften up a stick of butter in the microwave here. Give that a good... I'll put it at the back and do it for 15 seconds. Chat's going to think I'm weird for this, but I always do my microwave in 10-second increments on a normal basis, because the turntable takes 10 seconds to go around in a circle. And so I put it at the back of the microwave, knowing that and did 15 seconds, knowing it would end up at the front this time. This is so something my dad would do. This is purely my dad's genetics here. We need some soft butter for our pumpkin cinnamon butter on our rolls. So I'm warming this up from spreading on the rolls. I guess we can add our seasoning for this too into the butter. Beginning to think I maybe should have gone with canned pumpkin for tonight. While I do love roasting a pumpkin and showing the proper way to do this, it's making for a long stream tonight, folks. Let's take a look at these pumpkin halves. Take a look at this pumpkin. Nope. Another 510. I am concerned that I am out of ground cinnamon. Oh, there it is. Gastronomy. That's a word I haven't heard since college. Oh, I may have used it since college. So, heavy cinnamon. I'm going to do some nutmeg in there too. I took a college course in gastronomy. And if you don't know what gastronomy is, it's a tasteful course. I need a Kappa pop-up so bad. I needs me some more water. No one got my gastronomy joke. And I thought it was so tasteful. Is it getting both of those over on YouTube? Is it getting the bot and mine? No, it's just getting mine. But is it repeating both in Twitch? No, okay. That's good at least. Trying to figure out this whole, as if it wasn't bad enough me trying to figure out what was going on with just Twitch. Now I get to figure out what's going on with 3 platforms at once. And I've already failed to engage someone that was wondering if I was actually live or not. Oh, that's what I can do while we're waiting. I got a little chopping to do tonight, chat. Yeah, it feels like I gotta go with that layer. Come on, quit sliding on me. I do too. I really, really like shallots, actually. I just don't use them very much because they're so much more pricey than onions or garlic for me. Same thing with leeks. Like, I would use leeks a lot more. If I didn't have to throw half of it out. Well, most of the time. Sometimes you can use the dark greens, but that's not always, certainly not always. Pumpkin check time. Still not there. Give them another 5 minutes. We're getting close. So you're saying you're on par with my ability to talk tonight, Zeeks? Guess I should get the blender ready for the pumpkin. Get the shallots out of the way until we're ready to make our Alfredo sauce. By the way, chat, I will be using the cheap imitation American Parmesan for the most part for my not fettuccine, but my Alfredo. And that is because I'm going to use a little bit of the nice stuff on the top, but it's not really necessary for all of it. It's pricey. Why isn't my thingy showing? That thing. There we go. There, my logo's back over there. That's what I meant by that, chat. Don't clip that. I'm pretty sure I shouldn't show my thingy on Twitch, YouTube, or Kick. Kick, eh. Ice cream? I'm not making ice cream. This is going to be for pureeing our pumpkin once it comes out of the oven. It's been roasting almost an hour now. Welcome in, Pottery Dojo. Happy to see you, Rhina. Our bread be rested now, or our dough is rested now. But I'm waiting on the pumpkin now for this. I got a pumpkin chat. Anyone that's just joining in, I'm going to be carving a pumpkin on Friday. I'm roasting one right now. That's the one we're waiting on. But I got this big beautiful stem on this thing too. Like, very Halloween-y split stem. That might not be enough for this pumpkin. I might have to break out the 1.5 gallon blender. I don't know if chat knows that my blender, like, this is like small, quick blender for mine. My grinder, or my blender, is industrial strength. So, pumpkin looking a little more roasted now. My blender is XL. And so I'm just going to scoop chunks of the pumpkin into the blender here. I think we're going to have plenty of pumpkin for this plan tonight and Friday. You know, I was really impressed. I saw, speaking of marbling, it's not marbling, but I noticed that the local supermarket chain we have here in Sonoma is actually selling, what do you call them, cakes? The multicolored glazed, like, mirror cakes. And I know it's one of those things where it's just, you got to sort of have the money to invest to do it. It's not that complicated. But I was surprised they were doing them. Alright, peel off. This pumpkin still isn't roasted to my liking. It's gonna work, but it's certainly not fall apart roasted. Switch sides here. This side's gonna be much more well done. Yep, I'm gonna have more than enough for all my dishes here tonight. And one of the things I was saying in the Discord earlier today is probably the easiest and best dish that you can do with this is basically done at this point. Like, you blend this, you can add some stock to it. Soup. Great stuff. Maybe some salt, maybe some your favorite herbs. Little rosemary or something. Like this one, the top half of this is definitely, it's just scraping away. The bottom's still got texture. The top of this is sort of like sorbet. Alright, I think that's more than enough than I need for tonight's plans. And I'm going to add a little bit of oil to this. A little bit of sunflower oil. And a bit of salt. And I'm going to mute to blend this. Rather, it's fully working, but it's only doing it's doing half of it and turning the other half on, and vice versa, turning it back off. Alright, I'm going to mute to blend this now. I need to tamp this down, but I'm going to use a spatula rather than the Vitamix thingy. Just save myself something to clean up here. I'm going to have to use the spatula anyways. And back to muting and blending. Okay. And there we have our puree. Nice and smooth puree. Gonna go ahead and put that through a rough sieve. Just to get rid of any of the thick stuff. Any chunks, any... like... Vitamixes are usually pretty good about blending things pretty smooth, but... there's still fiber and other things like that to sift out here. Perhaps small bits of skin, or... because we all know that I perfectly peeled that, right? Can't steal the signs. I don't know what I was trying to say there. That was supposed to be a joke of some sort, and it just ended up being an odd statement. Brain not functioning tonight, apparently. Well, brain not functioning in general, but it's having a bad night in particular tonight. Alright, pumpkin puree, chat. That looks like pumpkin puree to me. Perhaps a bit yellow, but it's looking pumpkin-y. Okay, this is enough out of this pumpkin, so we're going to toss the remainders of this. And we need a couple ounces of the pumpkin in with our butter mixture. And we should maybe refrigerate this before we try and use that to coat on our dough. Let that butter firm up a bit more after the pumpkin got it too warm there. Actually, I'm going to throw that in the freezer if I've got room. I don't really have room, so we're going to throw this in the refrigerator. I should have room in the freezer, but I don't. And we shouldn't really get going with the pasta until the rolls are in the oven, because the rolls need to be rolled out, cut, and then proofed yet once again. But I think it's time that we can start rolling out the dough for that, though. At least get it ready. So this is proofed a bit more again, even though I don't really need it to. What, Zeeks? That's sort of like my joke earlier. I'm going to be main camera. Main camera. Depends on what I'm doing, Dances with Felines. I have a couple of different burgers that I like and make on a semi-regular basis. I love me a black and blue burger. Caramelized onions. But I also enjoy, like, the Big Mac burger stuff I was doing earlier this week. Or was that last week? I'm trying to keep this somewhat rectangular. It's rounding out on me, but trying to do rectangular. I don't know that I've tried balsamic on the black and blue. It's in that same ballpark, though. That sort of umami sweet area where caramelized onions are. Okay. So we got that ready for with the sugar and pumpkin and seasoning that we'll roll that up with. We need some of this set aside for our Alfredo. By the way, chat, this, like most other starches, will thicken up a bit as it cools. I use about half cup of puree for our pasta tonight. And then we need some for my drink tonight. Is it time that I make my drink, chat? I think it's time that I make my drink. Now, this is not typical for an old-fashioned. We're going there tonight. Oh, sorry for ears. My bad. Shaking the ice bin to loosen it all up. Yikes. So we'll add some pumpkin in here for our old-fashioned. I think that's a decent amount of pumpkin. Grab ourselves some bourbon. And instead of a simple syrup, go with maple syrup. The last of my bottle here, which is probably going to end up being about an ounce. You can tell often I pull ice out of this ice maker, how it's all dehydrating. Right, so we got our bourbon, our pumpkin, and our maple syrup in here, along with some ice. You give that a good stir up. Piece of orange peel. and a couple bitters on top. That was the orange. Got to get a photo of the beverage. Hard getting all of it in the same scene here. Same picture. Alright. Let's see what I created here, chat. Do you think I'll like this? Do you think I'm gonna like this? I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Hi chat, how we doing tonight? Let's see what this is like. It completely transforms that pumpkin. It does not... I'm not quite sure. It almost reminds... Huh? It's almost apple-y. I think this is okay, but not my greatest concoction. Alright, let's see if we can spread our butter. See if that's cooled off a bit in the fridge here now. It's feeling a bit cooled down, but it's more like it's been cooled down around the pan, which also makes sense. Alright, so I'm just going to pour this over the top. We're going to go with this as this. So maybe still a bit warm, but And then I'm going to be rolling this towards me. Doing my best to pinch the ends, even though they're going to be a bit messy. And I think I'm going to try and throw that whole thing in the refrigerator for a minute too. Yep, that scramble bot is definitely sentient. So yeah, it knows what time of year it is. That's not me joking. Like, it knows things. And that's going in the fridge just like that. Perhaps in some desperate hope that that's actually going to solidify in some form. That's just going to be messy, chat. I mean, it's already being messy. The stem is just hiding it nicely for me. Guess this is going in the fridge. We'll start heating the pan here to grill our chicken. The drink is decent. It's, I wish I had strained the pumpkin that I put into it finer than I did. The flavor is great, but it's giving me that sort of like mealy apple pear like texture because I could have strained it even finer. I think that would have been amazing if I had properly strained out the pumpkin. But as it is, it's drinkable, but not exciting me. The texture is, yeah. I'm gonna eat Alfredo Springs for dinner tonight. That's what those are, right? Those are springs, right? That's what they call those, right? That's what I'm gonna call them tonight. See, that's another statement that might get me in trouble on Twitch here, Zeeks. Our grill is smoking, so I'm going to start off with our first pieces of chicken here. Well, our only pieces of chicken tonight. Zoom right. So you can see that vinegar already doing a decent job on breaking down that chicken. I'm gonna turn the pasta on now. Chad, I'm thinking I'm not going to be able to finish my rolls tonight. I'm thinking I'm the best avenue to go about finishing my rolls is going to be allowing them to refrigerate until they're nice and solid, or more solidified. That butter solidifies, the dough seizes up a little bit, and I think I can then slice those and put those in a pan, and maybe I'll do those tomorrow in the morning and put a photo of those up in the Discord. They're going to give you different flavors, Clipper. This is the quick and easy way. A charcoal grill is obviously that charcoal flavor is going to give you much more depth of flavor. But I would put this on par with cooking with gas. It's not... I mean, I am cooking with gas, but there's no drip holes for it to get down to the fire. So this is... I would put this on par with cooking with a gas grill. But with charcoal's superior, without question. And you can't do like you can't smoke things on this or do longer term cooking and get the same results. This is quick and dirty. We'll give this side of our chicken a good salting. Is the music stopped, or is it just me in my ear, my quiet earbud? Oh, the music's still playing. Okay. My earbud's just silent. Flame on a pan in front. Oil. Oops. Messed up my char marks. All the Ohio fans, how did no one guess that? Why am I sounding so overdriven tonight? If that's not a real word, I think it should be. Alright, turning the heat off on our pasta and letting that carry over cook. Flames off on the chicken as well. That's just going to coast as I try to hiccup and talk at the same time. Alright, add some chicken stock to our shallots. Salt. MSG. Pepper. both oregano and dried Italian herb mix. So more oregano with other stuff. So rosemary, marjoram, basil, thyme, all those good things. Give those a moment to wake up in the stock there. I'm going to mostly reduce this stock down to sec. I'm going to move the pasta off of the burner just so it isn't getting too much heat against the sauce. And that way I can do this now. Zoom right. Zoom left. Oh, come on. Do something for me, voice captions. Voice attack. This isn't quite to sec, but I'm going to add the pineapple, or I keep wanting to call pumpkin anything but pumpkin tonight. But I'm going to add the pumpkin puree in there. And half and half. Heavy cream would be better if you have it. I just didn't buy it special for this. Cut the heat off of the pan. Cast iron's going to hold its heat for a while. What did I do with my cheap cheese? Oh, there it is. In with the cheese. So mix in a bunch of cheap Americanized Parmesan. Yeah, maybe a bit more. Pat of butter. You can add a little white wine or lemon if you want to give this a bit more brightness. I think the pumpkin, it's just not going to go great. Flames off on all the stuff on the stove. Pasta is almost there. All sorts of stuff going on tonight. Ooh. Not good news in Lewiston, Maine. We're just giving this pasta another minute or two to finish steaming through. Yeah, yikes is right. Ooh, this is getting better. Like, the maple syrup might have sat at the bottom a little too much with this. It's getting yummy now. Texture still needed to strain it a bit better. Tomorrow, Jason is not happy with today, Jason. It's alright, I'm gonna have to spend time in the morning making rolls anyways. Actually, we should move these down. Move this over here. I just cleaned this. Bonjour. Whatever you say, Dad joke. That was a Halloween joke. You see, knows it's Halloween-ish. Alright, I'm going to call this pasta probably good. We're going to give this a spin. And this is, of course, perfectly measured to be the exact amount of sauce I need. I'm just good like that, chat, right? Little freeze-dried thyme just for a little color. Photo time here. So like I was saying, chat, I think I'm going to have to finish the rolls in the morning. I didn't really want to do that in the morning, but I think that's what has to happen if they're going to come out even half decent. The spread was just way too liquefied. We'll let it proof in the refrigerator overnight. Hopefully we'll have some gorgeous rolls for the stream, for the Discord and elsewhere in the future. But I do think that is going to wrap up tonight's stream for tonight. I wish I had a bit more to show off at the end here besides a mostly drink cocktail and this lovely pasta. Let's give the pasta a quick try here. Delicious. Delicious. And chicken is, without question, nicely cooked through. It's been chilling on the stove there for a bit though, so I'd be almost worried that it's a little overdone. We'll see. Thank you for joining in with me tonight, everyone. I enjoyed hanging out with all of you. Like I said, I'll have photos up of the pumpkin cinnamon rolls in the future, probably in the morning. I'll have photos of this up and the cocktail a little bit later in the Discord. We got the ingredient challenge vote already going for next week in the Discord. Chat's choosing between chorizo and what was the other thing they're choosing for? Everyone's choosing the other thing. Cream cheese. Everyone's voting for cream cheese next week. But if you want chorizo, you have to go and vote in the Discord. Got the monthly project. I ordered the barrel today for the monthly project. We're going to do a barreled aged cocktail for my monthly project this month. I hope to see all of you back here on Friday for more pumpkin shenanigans. Gonna be carving a pumpkin. Gonna be making a chicken and pumpkin stew with andouille and maybe some other cool stuff in there. So yeah, folks. Thank you for joining me. I hope you all have a lovely evening. Good night.